Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside that weather window. And boy, we could have used the same weather window shot this entire week. This is how it has looked all week long from Wenatchee Heights and our cross camera. Thank you to Localtel and Sky 5 for providing this shot. And this is pretty much describes our weather once again today. Hazy, smoky, unhealthy air out there throughout north central Washington. The good news, things will be changing as we get into this weekend in the form of some rain showers. We've kind of taken the thunderstorm risk out of the forecast, but look at that map. Everyone should see some sort of precipitation either on Friday or on Saturday. The darker the green, the more the precipitation, and we'll take anything we can get right now. It should help really with these fire situations and get rid of this smoke because our wind is going to switch to the northwest. We'll tell you a bunch more about that coming up a little bit later on in the weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The Upper Valley woman struck by a train and killed Wednesday near Chumstick Highway has been identified. 4 more people in north central Washington have died now after contracting COVID-19. And a Wenatchee man is suspected of holding a woman against her will during an extended assault early Sunday morning. But first we begin tonight. 2 people were injured, 1 seriously, in a 3-vehicle accident on the Malaga-Alcoa Highway this morning. Jason Reinfeld of the Chelan County Sheriff's Office said at about 6:45 a.m., a 1994 GMC SUV being driven by a 21-year-old Wenatchee man crossed the center line of the highway and narrowly avoided a head-on collision with a pickup before colliding head-on with a 2017 BMW SUV. The driver of the GMC was transported to Central Washington Hospital with what Reinfeld describes as significant injuries. The driver of the BMW, a 51-year-old Malaga woman, also was hospitalized. The Chevrolet pickup, being driven by a 47-year-old Malaga man, was sideswiped by the GMC after avoiding the head-on collision and ended up rolling. Reinfeld said the accident near milepost 1 closed the highway in both directions for almost an hour. The accident is still under investigation. Well, the Upper Valley woman struck and killed by a train Wednesday near Chumstick Highway has now been identified. Carmen J. Twombly of Leavenworth was 27 years old. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies said Twombly was apparently walking south on the Burlington Northern Santa Fe rail line that runs parallel to the highway when she was struck at about 4:35 p.m. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Chelan County Coroner Wayne Harris says the fatal incident remains under investigation. Well, 4 more people in north central Washington have died after contracting COVID-19. 3 of those deaths were in Okanogan County. Okanogan County Public Health said all 3 people were in their 60s and did have some type of chronic health issue. The number of new cases in Okanogan County has been on the decline, with no new positive tests reported on Tuesday. A Mattawa woman in her 70s has become Grant County's 18th death attributed to COVID-19. The Grant County Health District said the woman had medical issues that put her at higher risk for the virus. The county has seen an increase of COVID-19 cases in recent weeks, with 14 confirmed new cases reported on Tuesday alone. Well, a Wenatchee man is suspected of holding a woman against her will during an extended assault early Sunday morning. Sean Eugene Everett, who's 35, was arrested by Wenatchee police for allegedly choking and beating the woman and refusing to let her leave her apartment. She said the assault went on for about 3 hours until she was able to alert a neighbor. Everett also allegedly struck the woman's dog when it intruded during the incident. Police arrested him the next day. He faces likely charges of assault, kidnapping, harassment, and animal cruelty. Well, coming up next, containment on Douglas County's Pearl Hill fire is approaching 100%, and in Okanogan County, the Cold Springs fire is 80% contained. The city of East Wenatchee will symbolically stand with Washington farm workers affected by COVID-19. State lands in eastern Washington that have been closed since last week because of wildfire danger will reopen tomorrow. And the M&R Supermarket in Bridgeport received a glowing review on social media Tuesday from an out-of-town visitor who is not your normal tourist type. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Hi, Stephen DeVilbus here, Branch Manager of Beneficial and Home Care. We are an equal opportunity employer and we do not discriminate in employment or services. It is our mission to maximize our clients' physical health and sense of mental well-being while remaining in the comfort of their home. We are currently seeking professional caregivers who share our mission to help our clients live safely and comfortably at home. Call Beneficial and Home Care. Schedule your interview today. 509-663-7900.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Welcome back. In another news, containment on Douglas County's Pearl Hill fire is approaching 100%. And in Okanagan County, the Cold Springs fire is now 80% contained. The two related fires scorched 413,000 acres and dozens of homes across the two counties, including the town of Bridgeport. Among the assets lost were hundreds of electrical poles. The Douglas County PUD says it's close to restoring full power to all its customers in the affected area. The Department of Social and Health Services also dispatched mobile offices to Bridgeport and Omak today to enroll fire victims in its Emergency Cash Assistance Program. Well, the city of Wenatchee will symbolically stand with Washington farm workers affected by COVID-19. Mayor Jerry Crawford issued a proclamation this week expressing support for agricultural laborers who've been disproportionately harmed by the disease while bringing this in this year's harvest. Council member Sasha Sleeman helped draft the proclamation and read from it at Wednesday's city council meeting.
Despite their importance, farm workers have yet to receive proper safety measures during these uncertain times. In Washington state, there have been numerous deaths of farm workers due to lack of resources during the pandemic. And whereas farm workers across Washington state are dying from COVID-19 while providing their agricultural labor to our community and state, our community grieves with the families of those who have passed away or suffered due to COVID-19 or COVID-19 complications while serving our state as agricultural workers. And whereas our communities depend on farm workers and value the contributions and sacrifices they make to our valley and productive economy. As with any industry, farm workers should receive humane working conditions and proper safety equipment. Now, therefore, on behalf of Jerry Crawford, Mayor of East Wenatchee, do hereby ask our community to support farm workers' rights and advocate for emergency protections for all Washington farm workers and to support policies that will curtail these preventable tragedies in Washington state.
State lands in eastern Washington that have been closed since last week because of wildfire danger will reopen tomorrow. State Lands Commissioner Hillary Franz said improved weather conditions led to the decision not to extend the closure. The state closed the lands on September 8th and then extended that closure last Friday. The Department of Natural Resources said hunters who lost access to the lands are concerned about their tags if they should contact the State Department of Fish and Wildlife. Well, the M&R Supermarket in Bridgeport received a glowing review on social media Tuesday from an out-of-town visitor who is not your normal tourist type. Travis Hotz, chief of Snohomish County Fire District 22, said the market fired up the barbecue on the sidewalk outside the business Sunday night and fed their entire strike team, which has been in the county for the past week fighting the Pearl Hill fire. Hotz said local volunteer firefighters and employees of the sheriff's office also showed up for some of the special carne asada tacos. Hotz described both the meal and the Bridgeport community as, quote, amazing. Well, you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
I have fiber at home because it allows me to do a great job in my profession. It allows me to learn things that I need to learn at home. It allows my kids to hopefully one day be able to be educated because of what they learned online and what they learned from their teachers. And it allows us to have fun too as a family. And we're able to do a lot of things because of fiber internet. I'm Rudy, and my family learns with fiber.
The two hottest pickups in America are at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. First, the Ram 1500 with back-to-back Truck of the Year awards from Motor Trend, and now the Car and Driver 10 Best list for 2020. They call it a luxury sedan with pickup capabilities. Ram is on a roll now with third-generation eco-diesel power. Next up, the Jeep Gladiator, also a 2020 10 Best model based on the new award-winning Jeep Wrangler. It has options and capabilities that no other truck can offer. Two more reasons when it comes to buying a truck: there's no reason to leave town.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
Nissan is the value leader in new cars and SUVs. Check out these new models starting at under $20,000. The all-new Versa from $17,020. The all-new Sentra from $17,400. And the all-new Kicks from $17,995. Now you can have the Nissan style, performance, and reliability, all for under $20,000.
And they're all here at Town Nissan, up behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. State health officials began reporting their progress this week on trace contacting between COVID-19 patients and the people exposed to them. In tonight's feature story, contact tracing is a key tool in the battle against coronavirus, and the Washington Department of Health tracks all the cases in Chelan and Douglas counties. But in a conference call Wednesday, health officials said sometimes COVID-19 subjects aren't willing to cooperate.
Statewide, our goal is to reach about 90% of cases and about 80% of their contacts within 1 and 2 days, respectively, of receiving a positive COVID-19 test result. Overall, during this 5-week period, about 25% of the cases refuse to participate in an interview or never called our centralized investigators back. Many people with COVID-19 who we interview are not willing to reveal the names of their close contacts to public health. During the week of August 30th, of the 217 cases investigated, only 53 close contacts were identified. So that's less than 1 close contact, per case. The initial data show that we definitely have more work to do as a state, and the Department of Health is going to continue to work to ensure that everybody gets a phone call within a day of us receiving a positive result. But we also really need help from the public. We need folks from the public to either answer their phones or call us back quickly to participate in interviews and to share information about their contacts so that we can reach out to their contacts and make sure that they're aware of their potential exposure so that they don't expose other people.
That if you do get a call from somebody that you may have been exposed to COVID, please call back. We can work on this together and stop the transmission together.
When people participate in case investigations and contact tracing, we can keep our families and our loved ones safe. We can get people back to work, and we can safely get our children back in school, which are really our top 3 goals in our pandemic response at this time.
All right, time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast with the weekend in sight now. Here we are on Thursday, and things look the same, don't they, as they've looked all week and probably most of last week as well. This looking down from our cross camera up on Wenatchee Heights. Thank you to Sky-Fi and Local-Tel for providing this shot. And can't see a lot pretty much out of any of our cameras today because we are seeing unhealthy air out there. High temperatures, though, they stayed down because of the smoke. But you know what? They may tick up a little bit from the 75 that I put in just before we did the news. And that could go up to about 77 with a little more sun today. 76 is our normal high temperature. 60, a beautiful overnight low this morning. 52 is normal, so way above where we should be. Once again, 1981 for the second day in a row. Our hot spot, or our hot year, I should say. Record high 93, record low 39, and that was in 1965. Sunrise at 6:42, was at 6:42 this morning. Sunset tonight at 7:07. Let's take a look at what we're seeing, what we'll see tomorrow, and it's going to be a lot like today, except we could see a few rain showers tonight, and then tomorrow a good chance for rain. We'll get into that in a second, but we're still going to see some of that, not so much widespread smoke. It's going to be more haze as we get into Friday afternoon. Temperatures pretty much around our viewing area around 80 degrees, 77 Leavenworth, 73 for your high temperature in Lake Wenatchee. Tonight, once again, we will see that widespread smoke around our area, a little bit of haze too. It will be mild, a lot like this morning with temperatures well above normal for an overnight low. This is the storm system we're keeping our eye on. That could move up a little bit later tonight and bring us just some sprinkles, but by the time we get to Friday, that system is really going to kick into gear. It's going to go from here all the way to here, and that's going to change our wind direction to the northwest, and that should scour out a lot of that smoke that we've been seeing that's been pushing up from the south. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that that happens. 50% chance of rain Friday night. Saturday, maybe a morning shower or two, and then partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. Most of the rain will have moved on into western Montana, where they're fighting some fires there as well. And then by Sunday, a beautiful end to our weekend. We are going to see lots of sunshine, high pressure just in the western part of Wyoming. That will bring a ridge up and over the Pacific Northwest, and our temperatures will be mild, anywhere in the mid to upper 70s. Same goes for Monday too, mostly sunny and mild. Still seeing that ridge of high pressure up and over the Pacific Northwest, and that allows that warmth to move up from the south. By Tuesday, changes will begin to happen. Mostly sunny skies. It will be mild, but look at this monster storm out in the Pacific right now. It's coming down from the Gulf of Alaska, and that will start to affect our weather by Wednesday. Our skies will turn mostly cloudy by afternoon, and then late evening we'll see about a 20% chance for rain, and then this thing kicks into gear for Thursday, Friday, and even into Saturday, and we're going to see a wet 3-day period. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast. Tonight, there's that mild overnight low at 63, mostly cloudy, a 40% chance of rain during the day, going up to a 50% chance tomorrow night, maybe 80 degrees for a high tomorrow. We'll cool down a bit for Saturday after a morning shower, partly cloudy skies and 75, 77 and mild as we end our weekend on Sunday, and it will be a nice start to our week too. Monday and Tuesday, mostly sunny and 78, and then that chance for rain comes into play with that big monster storm. Partly cloudy, a 20% chance for rain, high temperatures Wednesday of 79 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Why run all over town when you can get the financial services you need under one roof? The location is 521 Chelan Street right here in Wenatchee. Accounting solutions for success. Insurance from trusted choices. Real estate, the power of the edge. Personal, professional, preferable. It's all right here. Get the edge on your financial needs. Now available in Chelan as well. Get more information at augustedge.com. 2020 promises to be the most exciting year in politics and business you're likely to see for a long time. Get the facts and information weekly here on the 12th District with yours truly, Kerry Condata. Also on demand at ncwlife.com.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper. I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday to you. In Mariner news, San Francisco lit up Seattle starter L.J. Newsome for 5 runs in 3 innings. The Giants went on for a 9-3 win last night. Game was moved to the Bay Area because of poor air quality in Seattle. Giants played at a run in each of the first 2 innings before Brandon Belt's 2-run home run and Evan Longoria's solo shot in the 3rd chased Newsome from the game. Manager Scott Servais suggested the problem for the rookie right-hander was the maybe lack of work the last few weeks.
LJ tonight, I thought, LJ hasn't pitched a ton. I think he's had about an inning and a third over the last, 18, 19 days, but just really wasn't, as sharp command-wise like he usually is. He left some off-speed pitches in the middle of the plate, and they jumped on him. I thought the other guys out of the bullpen, Swanee hadn't been out there in a while. He struggled as well, but Sadler did a really nice job, kind of settling the game down there. And as we tried to work our tail off to get back in it. But, Smiley had good curveball tonight. I think he had 7 or 8 strikeouts. Majority of those were with the curveball. And, we ran some pitches up on him. We drew a lot of walks. We had some guys out there, but not enough to overcome their offense. So long day, a lot of travel, but, we'll get back at it tomorrow and try to figure these guys out.
Kyle Lewis collected a couple of base hits for Seattle as the Mariners lost its 2nd straight. By the way, Mariners pitching has allowed 23 runs over the past 23 innings. They're playing a day game in San Francisco to wrap up that series earlier today. Also in the American League West last night, as we checked the Les Schwab scoreboard, Oakland's magic number to clinch the AL West is 5 after a 3-1 win over Colorado. Jake Lamb, who was claimed from Arizona last week after Matt Chapman went down with a season-ending surgery, contributed 2 hits and an RBI. Lamb's now 5 for 11 with 2 doubles and a home run and 2 RBIs in 3 games with the A's. Likes his new surroundings. Kyle Gibson pitched a complete game shutout for the Rangers as Texas topped Houston 1-0. Gibson threw 114 pitches and 9 strikeouts in allowing just 4 hits. Texas's lone run came at the top of the 9th on Joey Gallo's ground rule double to score. Leody Taveras, Cole Calhoun, and David Peralta each homered in a 3-run 7th. Arizona beat the Angels 9-6 in L.A. Well, on Sunday, the Seahawks will face Cam Newton for the 9th time in his career, but the first time with a new team. Newton led the Patriots to an opening Week 21-11 win over the New York Jets, where he rushed 15 times for 75 yards. He completed 15 passes for 155 yards. Seattle coach Pete Carroll says you have to prepare for everything when facing Newton.
Yeah, we do have a real good background with Cam, but we don't know what they're going to do with him. It's only one game, so we don't even have the benefit of the preseason games to kind of try to figure it out. So, and they have been, notorious for changing from one week to the next and how they approach their opponents and all. So we have to go into this game with a real wide open look. It's almost like a first game. We have some information, of course, and they showed that they really wanted to run the football quite a bit. Ran it 42 times in the game, which is a great commitment. But we'll see. We don't know. So, but I do like that we have seen Cam over the years in really big games and playoffs and all of that. And we've seen him really, in the most challenging settings. So we do have a familiarity in that regard.
Historically, the Seahawks have had success against Newton, winning 7 of the 9 games of which he's played. Defensive coordinator Ken Norton Jr. says no matter what happened in the past, you have to be ready for the kind of challenge Newton presents.
Right, like you said, he's very, very unique. He's been a really special player for a long time, and he gains special attention. And we've had a lot of games against him. We've played well, he's played well, so we're expecting a really good challenge. But we have to certainly be unique, just like he is.
Over the years, Bobby Wagner has 1 sack and 1 interception against Newton. He says with Cam joining a new team, you have to come into the game with a new approach.
Yeah, you definitely have to approach it with fresh eyes. You know, we have a lot of history of playing Cam. We understand the type of runs that they want to implement with Cam. You know, we also understand that the Patriots have a history of, you know, they coming out and they can run the ball 42 times one game, and in the next game throw it 42 times. So, you know, I feel like they're confident in Cam's ability to throw the ball as well. So we got to be prepared for everything, and you know, we just have to make sure that we make them one-dimensional and don't let them come out and run and pass on us.
Cam Newton, Bill Belichick, and the New England Patriots will be in Seattle Sunday for a Sunday night football kickoff on NBC at 5:20. Speaking of sports on television, here's our schedule starting tonight. It's hockey night. The Wenatchee Wild hosting West Kelowna at 7 o'clock from the Town Toyota Center from a year ago. Eastmont takes on the West Valley Rams. Big Nine football tomorrow night at 6:30. We'll air the Cascade Cashmere girls soccer game from a frigid night in Cashmere last October. That's Saturday afternoon at 2, and then Saturday night at 6, we'll re-air the Jerry Bershauer Memorial 100 from Wenatchee Valley Super Oval last weekend. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And as we leave you tonight, a strange but yet kind of cool story. The Washington Department of Transportation wasn't sure what to think about this guy who was drumming up a storm along Highway 2 west of Leavenworth. On Wednesday, WashDOT posted the photo and said it was an amazing sight, but still not a good idea. Boy, you don't see that every day. And if you have a video or picture of the day that you'd like to see on the NCW Life Evening News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz. He's back for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan, nice to see you.
Thank you very much, Grant. On Friday's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, my guest, this guy, Dominic Bonney, host of a brand new program, comes Monday night. It's called Common Sense, and it's all about what, Dom?
Well, we're going to be talking about national issues through a local lens and promoting civility and communication through our entire North Central Washington region.
He's a good guy, and he knows what he's talking about. Dominic Bonney, my guest tomorrow, and his show, Common Sense, makes its debut on Monday. Join me live and local at 7 a.m. for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan, and welcome to Dominic. And let's take one quick look at our weather picture as we move over the next couple of days, and it's going to change, folks. That's good news. Precipitation is coming our way. As you take a look at that map, the darker the green, the heavier the precip will be, probably through Friday and into Saturday. And keep this in mind, folks, that we haven't had a measurable rain going all the way back to June 15th, where we had 8/100ths of an inch. Of course, summer began on June 21st. And if we go till September 22nd, our first day of fall, that will be a record-setting year. The first time ever that the Wenatchee Valley has not seen a measurable rain during the summer. So we are really hoping and keeping our fingers crossed that we get some rain tomorrow and hopefully once again on Saturday. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
From the ocean to the mountains to the forest in between, vacation time can be a fun time. But not if your car breaks down. Call Global Car Care today. Have a service approved over $150 on your vehicle, and Global Car Care will donate an oil change service to one of our local heroes at Confluence Health. Look for more incentives online. Global Car Care cares about their community.
In a world afraid of technology, one man, one show will bring you the newest innovations that may just change your life. This summer, Ray McNeil and your Weekly Tech Update is your Weekly Tech Update with Ray